で、次のゲームなんですけれども、ザ・ホビットというゲームでして、こちらも多分海外でしか出てないのかな。皆様ご存知の指輪物語的な指輪物語でやってたよな。ホビットの冒険。日本だとホビットの冒険かな。指輪物語とかホビットの冒険とかのゲーム版なのかな、確かね。ゲームキューブで出ている。あ、それロード・オブ・ザ・リング。それです、それです。ちゃん名前がパッと出てこなかった。ロード・オブ・ザ・リングの、でもザ・ホビットやから多分、ちょっとあの辺の時系列とかがよく分かってないんですけども、その辺のお話みたいです。ゲーム中でも愛しい人ちゃんと出てくるんで、間違いはないと思います。時間としては30分ぐらいで終わる、まあ、さっくりとした内容。あ、エスティメート45分か。なので、まあ、ぜひお楽しみにしていただければと思います。で、ちょっと切り替えの方がありますので、一旦これで。あ、やべ。解説の方がいらっしゃいませんので、もしご存知の方がいらっしゃいましたら、ぜひお声かけいただければと思いますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。それでは一旦引っ込みます。
We have $20 from Baronson. Vulajan has got to be one of the most entertaining and talented runners out there. I don't know this game, but I'm having an absolute blast watching. Great work. All right, we're going to take a brief ad break, so stay with us. we're back and we have $25 from Patrick Hanrahan. Howdy, y'all. GDQ is the greatest force for good I know, so I'm excited to finally be able to afford a donation. Please, take all my money. All right, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much, everybody, and please keep those donations coming. I'm gonna turn things over to my friend Crunchy Lex.
Hello, Speed Friends. My name is Crunchy Lex. I'm coming at you from right here at Summer Games Done Quick 2019. Now, I don't know what time it is where you're at, but here in sunny Bloomington, it is like 1:20 in the morning, or as I like to call it, peak speedrun hours. But don't take my word for it. Just look at what we've got coming up here for you this morning. We have The Hobbit. We have Tony Hawk's Underground 2. We have Zombies Ate My Neighbors. We have Blaster Master. And all sorts of goodness heading your way here shortly. But you know what? I'm fairly certain y'all aren't here to hear me talk about things. You're here to hear me say your words. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right back into some of your donations while we're getting The Hobbit set up here. We have $400 from Alpine145, who says, MSF has been my favorite charity for years, and it warms my heart every time to see GDQ raise so much money for them. Shout outs to the Sound, Voltex, and Round 1 SCM communities. $25 from Dustin2019, first time donating. Thank you for all you do. I was going to wait until Sonic Games because he's my favorite blue dude, but I got too excited. Oh boy, do I know that feeling. We've got $35 from Bird School, Kia ora from New Zealand. The Bird School community is super excited for this time of year, so here's our first donation of the event with hopefully more to come. Good luck to all runners and shout out to the tech crew. All right, but that's enough of that, my friends. The time has come for the story as J.R.R. Tolkien has always envisioned it. Here is The Hobbit. Take it away.
All right, welcome everybody. This is The Hobbit, based on the book,
はい、
not the
というわけ
movie.
で、
Our runner here is Crix,
あ、
and
もう画面来て
I'll
ま
let
し
the
たね。
couch
ザ・ホビ
introduce
ットが
themselves.
次
Sure, I
ゲー
am
ムキューブ版
Kirk
の方で
All
す
for
ね。
blues.
I'm
始まりますね。
All right.
And as he already said, I'm Crix.
All right, so I think with that,
そう
we're
です
ready
ね。
to
調
count
べ
it
た
in.
と
If
こ
you
ろ
guys are
結
ready.
構このゲーム
So
プラッ
I'll
ト
give
フォー
a
ムがいっ
countdown
ぱいあるみ
in
たいで、
3, 2,
ゲーム
1,
キューブ
go.
版とプレイステーション2版、
And for this high octane
Xbox
speed run,
版、
we're going to start off
PC
with
版と
16 and a half seconds of load.
あるみたいですね。はい、
Good time
グッドラッ
Jim
ク。
stretches in. This is good.
This is the content I crave.
マスさんありがとうございます。
So
ダ
we'll
イジェ
talk
ス
a
ト
lot
の
about
件
the
で先
movement
ほ
in this
ど
game a
ち
little
ょっ
bit
と
later,
話題
because
に上
there's
がっ
going
て
to be a
ま
lot
した
of
が、
time to
その
talk
都
about the
度
movement.
告知も
But
行いま
what
すので、
most of this speedrun is going to become
よろし
is
くお願いし
for
ます。
the vast majority of the stages, there is some location in the stage that loads the end of the level. And so we're just trying to get there. Crix has actually managed to get out of bounds almost immediately in this level. It's meant to be a very small, short tutorial. He got out of
この
bounds
ゲー
and
ムは
found the end of level trigger
ロ
right
ード
there.
日
So
本で
that
映
is one
画として
stage
公開
down,
されている
12 to
ロー
go.
ド・オブ・ザ・リ
Here's
ン
our
グの
tutorial.
前日談の話でいいのかな。
You've learned everything you need to know about playing the game.
Yeah, it turns out that
そ
that
う
was
実
just
は本当に
Bilbo's
よ
dream.
く
So now
知
he's
らないの
actually
で、
back home and
あれなん
he
ですよ
has
ね。
to
指輪物
power
語
up,
の
so
小
we
説
had
も
all
一
of
回
our
読もう
weapons
と思ったん
already.
ですけど、
Now we have
冒
to
頭
get
の
our
設
weapons.
定説明の
Yeah,
と
it's
ころ
like
で
the beginning
実は
of
ちょっ
the
と
Metroid
昔
game,
挫折したことがあって、
I did
そ
jump
こ
over
から
the
もよ
table.
く
You jumped over
え
the
早
table.
速悪いことしてな
Most
いしてる
speedrunners
んで
are
すか。
afraid to jump over the table.
わからんかった。ちょっとただ
Crixburg is a different level of
マッ
dedication.
プをジャンプしながら楽しそうに
The
走ってた
movement
だ
of
け
the
に見え
camera
たけど。
might feel a little bit, I don't know, nauseating. But a lot of this is really
基本
intentional.
的にはも
This
うこ
game
のジャンプ移
suffers
動が一番
from
早いの
some
かな。
You know, usually when we
ずっと
here at
し
GDQ
てま
talk
す
about
ね。
glitches, they're almost always favorable. We say, you know, I learned this glitch, I did this glitch. A lot of the glitches in this game are bad glitches, negative glitches, if you will.
棒高跳び、私も最初この棒でヒュイヒュイしてるんかなと思ったんですけど、別にそんなことはないみたいで、ただ単にジャンプしてるだけみたいですね。ここも多分失敗しましたね。ここも多分
There we go.
ジャンプグリッチって今言ってたような気配があったから、大ジャンプをしてるんですね。いけましたね。棒の振り方的に棒高跳びにめっちゃ見えるんですよね。このゲーム自体は多分日本では出てないんじゃないかなと思うんですけど、見た感じ。
Yeah, there's like a very deep meta game going on where originally in the book, Bilbo was very reticent about joining the party, but this is a very AU kind of universe for The Hobbit where Bilbo is just completely game for everything.
Yeah, very much an errand boy.
So that skips
なんか
quite a lot of games. How else am I supposed to word this?
ホビットっていう種族は壁とかを登るのが得意な種族なのかな。
So Crix is going to go for a pretty tough trick here that most people don't really go for. It's really temperamental. There's not a really great setup for it. There's a lot of level here, but it turns out that the end of level trigger is actually right behind us to the left.
ステージ制のゲームなんですね。で、ゴールに到達したらクリアと。ありがとうございます。そうですね。ホビット崖登り得意とかそういう設定はなかった印象があるんですけれども。ゲームなんでね、きっとなんかあれなんですかね。
Which is not saying much.
Yeah.
I have forgotten how to jump attack.
This is a very frustrating clip as well.
素早くて手先が器用ならまあ素早く崖を登ってこの器用の手先で崖を登ることも容易なんでしょうかね。こう悪いことをトライアンドエラーしてますね。
Yeah. And that's it. Right there. A lot of these end of level triggers would make a lot more sense if we went through the level in the right order and things would load.
忍びのものが必要だからビルボが旅の一行に加わったってことは忍びってことはつまりすばしっこいっていうことは崖登りが得意。じゃあ設定通りじゃないですか。設定通りならまあ大丈夫か。取っているダイヤっぽいのはカレッジポイントというらしいです。1000取るとヘルスが上がる。ありがとうございます。
It's very unlikely that we'll see it, but a little bit later there's going to be some lightning strikes. And once in a blue moon, you will actually get
設
struck by
定はな
lightning
かっ
and
た
just
気配がと
instantly
か言った
die.
けど、私がロード・オブ・ザ・リングシリーズをミリ集なだけやった。失礼しました。
Cutscene trigger right there because it actually extended a lot lower than it needed to. So little time saves here and there. There's a lot of really subtle movement that's going on here. The constant slash jumping plus anytime he's going
主
somewhat
人公
downhill, he
が
long
ビ
jumps.
ルボなの
He's
かな。
going out of his way.
ビル
to
ボ・
avoid
バギン
cutscene
ス
triggers. There's just a lot of really subtle things going on.
かな多
That's
分
my。favorite quote in the game.
It's a top 10 Bilbo quote.
Turns out you can actually just fly through ropes by holding down the B button. It's faster in exactly one
ビル
rope.
ボ・バギンスってあれですよね。
So
ロード・オブ・ザ・リングの前のやつの話のホビットの主人公かなんかでしたっけ。ちょっとあまりにも知識がなさすぎるので。
Not lightning, but a RNG rock.
やっぱビルボさんなんですね。
So we'll see a handful of saves throughout the run. He's got a few stages where he's going to be taking 1 or 2 saves throughout. It doesn't cost a ton of time to save. It's inconvenient, so usually you wouldn't see it, but for a marathon run.
じゃあ結構その
So we
はい
talked a little bit
映画
about
な
just the
り
basic
原
movement
作なりに
mechanics.
忠
To go
実
a little
な
bit more in depth on them. Long jumping
感
that
じ
you
な
can
の
see
か
a
な
lot
で
is
も
the
正直
fastest
だい
form
ぶ
of movement when you're moving downhill.
ホ
Or
ビット
from
の
any
特
sort
性
of
を生かし
higher
た
ground
動
to
きを
lower
してるせい
ground.
で全然よくわ
If
かん
you're
ないこ
moving
と
on
になってま
flat
すけど
ground or moving upwards, it's generally going to be better to do that slash
あ
jump.
指
Because
輪
slash
物
is
語
going to give
ロ
you
ード・オブ・
forward
ザ・リング
momentum,
の主人
but
公
at
の
the
お
very
じ
end
の
of
人
a
なんですね
neutral
なんか最初
slash,
の方に
it
ちらっ
stops
と
your
出てきた
momentum. But
人
if
か
you
なも
jump,
ともと
you
指
can
輪持って
maintain
た
that
人み
going
たいな
forward. Another thing he's going
感
to
じ
be
でしたっけね
doing is long jumping into a lot of these ledges that are like maybe head height, and that's just going to allow him to grab onto them faster.
Everything he's been doing here has been to get all of the pieces necessary to assemble a gearbox just to open a door. And this is the only one he's going to have to assemble. There's actually a few more of these throughout the stage where they would lower bridges in order to allow him to continue. But coming up is a pretty tight jump over water, challenging to perform. So we're going to see that coming up here really soon.
It's called Bean Island for reasons that will soon be apparent.
This is a really good safety save right here because this is a really temperamental
なんか
jump.
本当
Sometimes
に
you
ど
get
れ
the
が
angle just
どれ
right
が
or you get the timing just right and it feels
正
like
規ルー
everything's
トで
gonna
どれ
line
が
up and then
非正
some
規ルート
piece
なのかわかんないですね
doesn't land exactly where it needs to. Perfect.
Okay, that
Perfect. That jump looks really harmless, but this game is very fickle with the movement. Sometimes you'll miss it because you didn't get the timing right, and sometimes
お
it's just
今の
by
は
no fault of your own.
難
You
しいと
just
ころだ
miss
ったん
it.
かな
So we're getting pretty close to the end of this stage. Aside from skipping those two gearboxes, I think more or less we've done exactly what's expected of this level. The only part
すっ
left
ごい
that's
自然
really
に見
to
えたけ
skip
ど
is there's a little
バ
fight
グり
scene
抜
in
け
the
た
first
んですか
encounter
なる
coming
ほ
up
ど
where Gandalf kind of helps you
めっ
fight
ちゃ普
off
通やったけど
a bunch of
あこ
enemies.
こは変や
But
なと
Thorin
思う
and Gandalf are up here, and this game has an interesting quirk where if you can
こ
talk
れ
to
は
an NPC,
刀
they
では
warp
な
you to a
く
specific location.
多分
So he's going to try to get high enough
スタッ
to be
フ
able
だ
to
と
talk
思
to
うんですけ
Thorin,
ど
and it's going to warp him further through the
で
level
もなん
that
か
he's
今
supposed to have
いや
access
なんか
to. So
棒
ready
光
to
って
go.
たよなどういうこと
And so now we can end the level.
あもうスタッフやから光るのもおかしくないかあまたなんか崖を登ってますね
23 seconds.
Boy, I wish this loading screen were over.
リドルズ・イン・ザ・ダーク
This is the fast loading option.
Yeah.
That was almost as hard as jumping over the table.
そうですね
now I
結
kind
構
of
ロー
miss
ド
the
が
loading screen.
長い
Yeah.
It's always there for you.
It's consistent.
あれ剣持ってるよな剣
No damage.
棒なんかでも横から
So
見
we're
たら
getting
剣に
down
見え
into,
た
this
しあれ
series
でも
of
今
mines,
よく
and the
どう
whole
見ても
point of
棒
this
やし
stage is to,
なんでしょう
get
戦
to
う
the
時だけ
other
剣
side
になるん
and
で
end
す
up
かねこれは
finding Gollum and the ring. So this is where we're first going to get the ring, and the ring does
あ
have
切り替えてる
power
の
and
か
mechanics in this game. This is a relatively straightforward level with a
なるほ
little
ど
bit
なる
of
ほ
clipping
ど
out
あ
bounds that will
そうっ
help
ぽいですね
mitigate
今
some
明ら
of the
か
more
に
obnoxious parts, and we're going to see that
黄色い
coming
で
up
す
in
もん
just a
ね
moment.
あ切り替えてるみたいですね剣と棒と両方装備してそうな感じが
I love how the intense music
あ
just
左下
pauses
全
for a
然見えて
moment.
なかった
So this is a really easy clip out of bounds. You just slide along that wall.
左下ちゃんと見
And
ましょ
even
う
though those two rooms were very close to one another, they actually represent a very large difference.
なんかガバガバじゃない
Gameplay. There's a lot of mines and machines that you have to assemble and fights you have to do to get this far.
だって今だって振り向いたら別の道あったやん
Just
壁
a
の向
pretty
こうが
basic mine cart. You just have to hit the 3 switches here. Only funny thing worth mentioning here, and it's not gonna matter in
あ
this
まりに
run,
も自然やった
but if you get a run past this level and you have to reset for whatever reason, then you actually have to
忍びのも
reset
の
your
ですもんね
console because the game will remember the last position that those switches were in. So when you hit them to face right, if you don't reset the console, they will still be facing right even though they're showing left.
Also, if you exit the game while you're in the minecart, then the game does not let you switch any weapons, so you have to reset because you can't get past Troll Hole.
It does a lot of fun things like that. I would just like to point out for anybody keeping score that in 11 minutes and 51 seconds, Crix has done more than Peter Jackson did in 3 hours.
Oh God.
ああ、よじ登るコマンド中がすり抜けられたりとか、なるほど、ありそうですね。
So this level is pretty much entirely out of bounds, and that's by design. This stage actually has a lot of fighting to it.
今
There are
今の
several
は
mini
どうなんや
boss
ろ、
fights,
もう何が何だか
some
分
of
からへ
which
ん。
are more substantial than others. At the top of the screen, you can actually see his experience meter.
なんか、
and the way
これ
to
もしかして
acquire
本当の
more
道じゃない
health
実
in
は。
this game
なん
is by
か
leveling up by killing enemies and fighting bosses and completing
壁にだ
missions,
っ
which
て
he
普
has
通に
done
穴開い
none
てたし、
of.
多分裏とかやっ
And
たん
so
かな。
he still hasn't even gained his first level yet. So he still has only 3
普通の
health
道
units.
の
And
道歩いてますよ
there's
みたいな顔で
it's
スッてい
it's
くからちょっと。
irresponsible of him to go into a fight this underpowered.
Not to mention there are 4 of them in this level.
Yeah. Any one of those fights would be too much for him to handle at this health, and he would have to do 4 of them back to back. So he stays out of bounds. Some very specific movement that may not be obvious that he's doing that is helping to continue
確
load
か
the
に
level.
なんか
As
こう
with
いう
the
裏
last
側
3
もちゃん
games,
と
only
作
part
っ
of
て
the
るんや
level is
なっ
loaded
て
at
い
a
う
time.
穴
So
開
some
い
of
て
his
る。
movement that may seem unnecessary or him going out of his way are specifically to hit these load triggers so that more of the stage will load in as he continues.
普通に丘を散歩してるみたいな雰囲気ですけど、これ裏側なんですよね。
hitting all of these triggers, so it's not loading the way it's
ちゃん
supposed to.
と
You can hear the
道あるん
music
やってい
playing
う。
as
なん
if
か
he is fighting something.
普通にやるならあそこ穴開いててもおかしくなさそうやのに
We're
な。
fighting this wall. There we go.
All right, nice.
Backups.
あ、なんかまた
So now he's just gonna hop around the
This is all
outside.
completely normal.
お行きましたね。
This is actually
完全にだ
pretty
ってこ
nice.
の
Yeah,
この
this one is a
ボ
little harder
ボ
to
ートカトビ
navigate.
もしてるんか。
All of this hill
普
looks
通のジャン
mostly
プ
the
と、あ、
same.
ボートカトビも
You
ちゃんと
just
してん
need
の
to
か。
long jump into an end of level
ゲージ
curve
使って
because
ボートカトビしてんのかな。違う、わからん。もう何が何だかわ
That
からん。
saves what, 6 minutes because of the boss fight?
it's not insubstantial.
彼は今リングを持って、あ、もう
This
リング
is
持っ
the
てる
other
んですね
level。we had mentioned being more or less played as intended. This is our Metal Gear Bilbo level.
右の上隅にリング
We
が
have gained the
愛
ring,
しい
which
人
gives
が。
us the mechanic of being able to be stealthy, and we are infiltrating the
なるほど、指輪の力か。
free the dwarves who are imprisoned.
何でしたっけ、
I
一
should
なる
mention
指
the
輪的な
controller
や
is
つですも
special.
ん
I've
ね、
been
あれ
using
ね、
it for
確か
so
ね。
long that the Z trigger, which is the ring button, no longer
あ、ほん
works
まや、
properly
あ
half
る。
the time. So this is going to be a very interesting experience.
あ、これ
So
は
there's
なんか
probably a good few
映画
minutes
でも
here
見
for,
ましたね。
for donations.
透明に
He
な
just
る。
needs to collect some items and do a few block puzzles, but
Got-
now would be probably a good
ほう
time for a few donations.
何でしたっけ、ホビットはあんまり欲がないから透明になるだけで済んでるみたいな感じでしたっけ。
Crix for getting the best speed game ever made to a GDQ event. It's been a long time coming, but I can't think of anyone better to show the world how awesome The Hobbit is. P.S. Please
映
remember to
画
thank
見
the
た
Stone Giants for making your escape
映
for
画
you.
のすごいうろ覚え知識だとそんな雰囲気やったと思うけど、
On a related note, $10 from some dude 1316.
このゲーム
Thank
で
you,
は
Stone
壁
Giants.
と
You made
壁
my
を抜けれ
donation
る
for
し
me.
崖も登れるし。
Shoutouts to Stone Giants.
And prepare yourselves for this one. We have $20 from James127. The Hobbit? I Shire wouldn't want to miss that. With this much fun, nobody
Ah,
could
よかっ
look
た、合ってた。
Gollum. At
そ
the
う
risk of
欲
sounding
がないから
smug,
透
I
明
think I've
に
got all the
なる
relevant
だけ。
puns
耐
handled.
性が他の
Welcome to
種
the
族
late
より
night
も
crew.
強いんですね。
Does someone want to cover the crystal skip real quick?
All right, $10
Yeah. Oh.
from Holmesy McGee. Much love to the runner and the couch from the official Hobbit cheerleaders in Virginia.
Oh,
Thanks. So he actually needed to collect 3 elven opening crystals in order to uncover
あ
all
あ、
these
そうそう。
pedestals.
この
But
今
he can actually skip
こ
one
の
of
カテ
them
ゴ
because
リー
it
で
turns out that
十
this
分や
last
ばそう
block,
に
as
見え
long
る
as
ん
you
です
get
け
it
ど、
close enough to this pedestal,
あれなんですよ
it
ね。
counts.
この
So
ゲームのカテゴリー、ちょっと待って。
I'm jumping at shadows.
This stage
どれやったっ
has
け
this
あれあれ
it's
ノーメ
really
ニュー
easy for this
エ
stage
ニー
to
パー
go
セント
wrong.
の
Anytime you're
ノーメニュー
discovered by
グリッ
us,
チズ
and
っていう
it's very easy
カ
to
テ
get
ゴリーなんで
discovered.
すけ
It's
ど
not just a matter of your
メ
ring
ニュー
running
の
out,
多
but
分
it's
グ
also
リ
if
ッ
you
チ
get
を
a
使
little
わ
too
ないっ
close
て
to
いう
them. Brushing up against them gets you caught. Making too much noise gets
カ
you
テゴ
caught.
リーなんですけれ
If
ど
your
も
if your
なん
ring
と
were to run
ノ
out, it gets
ーメ
you
ニュー
caught.
グ
So
リッ
there's a lot
チ
of ways
の
for this to go wrong. So this is a good stage for
ちゃうわ
a few
ちょっと待ってください
safety
ね
saves.
どれかな10秒ちょっと待って
Dwarvish racket.
どれやろ
The dialogue
わからん
lines in this
え
level.
ちょっと待って
I love the dialogue lines in this whole game.
Did he ask you to trim his beard? That's an actual line.
なんか10秒で終わるカテゴリーがあるっていう風に
So what's going on during this part? I actually don't know.
あったり
The
とか
reason why we're
PC
running
版
around
だ
this stage
と
in the
4
ways
秒
we
台
are.
の
Well,
カテゴリーがあるみ
the
たいな
I guess mechanic of it is that
あこれは
throughout this
クラッ
whole
シュ
level,
パー
what
セン
he's
トや
trying
から
to
か
get
な
are these 4 keys.
多分4秒でクラッシュさせるとか10秒でクラッシュさせるっていうカテゴリーがあってクリアじゃなくって10秒でクラッシュさせれるよみたいなカテゴリーもあるみたいですね。ふんじゃなくて0M09S って書いてあるんで9秒ですね。
Yeah, so this is probably the time to start setting up a glitch that we're going to be seeing pretty soon, and it deserves its own
クリ
explanation
アっていうかクリアっていうのはちょっと誤解でしたね。クラッシュパーセントなので10秒でクラッシュするよってことなのかちょっとこっちの動画見てなかったんで今見てみる。
And so the developers of this game had a really clever idea. And the clever idea was it keeps track of the last safe location you've been in. So what that means is anytime you're running on the ground for a certain amount of time, that amount of time being a full second, the game says this place looks safe. It doesn't look like there's an issue with Bilbo standing here. And it
クラッシュパーセントちょっとやってみてほしいですね。ただちょっと音がやばいんで音注意にはなるんですけども。
The other part of that is that there are some locations in the game where you can get yourself caught on a wall in such a way that the game thinks, oh no,
今回は
and I need to warp them back
グ
to
リ
the
ッチエ
last
キス
safe
パンションと
location
かは
that
ない
you
み
found
たい
them.
なんで普
And so
通
this
に
sets up a glitch
これ
that
で
we
終わ
refer
り
to as
か
clip
な
warping.
もしかしたら
So
ある
what
の
Crix
かな
is
多
going to do
分
here
ない
is he's
かな
going to walk to a very specific location, and he's going to walk on the ground for long enough that the game says this place looks safe. And then from that point onward, he's going to jump constantly. And that jumping is intentional. That jump is so that the game does not update that position. So he sets it here, and then he's going to turn around, and from here on out, he needs to get off the ground at least once every 60 frames, so every 1 second.
セーブは安定取ってるんですかね。記録動画だと全然してなかったように思うので。
So now he's walking into this room completely unloaded. All of the geometry out here has been unloaded, and it allows him to just jump straight out into the void to collect an item that's out here.
I don't know how that angle worked.
I don't know how it worked either.
クラッシュパーセントの話をしてたらなんか青い外が落ちてったけど空中のなんかを取ったディープセラーキーツなんとかなんとか空中を歩いてる空中に人がおる
glitches in games and you look at a game that's really broken you think how did it get to this point how did someone discover all of these things and put them together?
ああなるほど確かにこんだけめちゃくちゃやってたらフリーズどっかでする可能性もあるかもですね記録狙いやともしかしたらもうフリーズしたら最初からみたいな感じやからセーブしないのかな怖っ
Basically the one who created the route that we're about to show you.
Yeah, this level used to be a lot longer and a lot harder.
So it's important to understand what we're seeing here. The first thing that he's going to do is exactly what we talked about before. He's going to set his safe location to this spot over here on the other side of this bridge. And now for the foreseeable future, he's going to jump. Just constant jumping. And it's important to remember that that 60 frames that I talked about also counts times that you're in cutscenes, you're in dialogue. anything. So right here, he's talking to Bard. He has to get off the ground as quickly as possible because those 60 frames counted there as well. And he's going to start a quest called the Thief's Quest, where there's this thief that's sort of patrolling around the town.
なんか普通の道を歩いてても本当にこれは普通の道なのか疑わしいんですけど、
So he gets
多
himself
分なんか
stuck
宝
right
石
here.
落ちてるから普通の道なんで
And
しょう
now
ね。
he's actually
なん
managed
か
to
な
be
ん
on
か
the other side of this bridge. He shouldn't have
なんかや
access to this
え
area until the
捕
end
ま
of
っ
the
た
thief
壁
quest, but
に
he can come here a little bit
え
early.
違う捕まってるんじゃないハマってたんか今の
The next part of this trick.
So the next part of this
一
trick
体一体何が起こったのか
where
ちょっと
it
よくわからん
gets
かった
really zany. So he just jumped right over the water, and I guess this must be like an iceberg
また
off
なん
in
か
the distance.
何
It's
何
just too
何
dark to see or something. So he's gonna line himself
あ
up
位置調
about
整し
where
て
those boats were
水
to
の
the right,
歩ける
and a
水の
little
上
bit
を
beyond this, this
歩ける水
water
の上って
wheel to
何
his left to set his clip position there.
うわ
So now he's gonna make his way all the way back to where we warped at the end of the thief quest, and he is going to
なん
basically
か
just bide his
ま
time
まあ
there
忍
until
びのものらし
the
いし
thief, who is now
な
completely invisible, just a
水
ghost
遁
of
の
the
術
storm
も
himself,
できるよな
he's going to show up eventually without us knowing when.
指輪の力なのか
Yeah,
忍びのも
so,
のの力なのか
he's going to,
ちょっと定かじゃな
Yeah,
い
there's a
けど
little tough part he's going to have to do here
当
right
たり
at the
判
end of
定
this,
すごいな
where he has to fade out and dismiss two
あ
entire
こ
cutscenes
の
all within
ジャン
60
プもなん
frames. If he
か
can do
なん
that,
か
he will keep his clipboard position
怪しいよ
out there
な
in the
こんな
water.
とこでジャン
And
プ
he was actually hovering right above where the end of the level trigger is. So we've
なんか
got
貯
another
めてるん
discussion
ですか
on
ね
a
なん
few
かを
donations.
Well, yeah, I can do that. We
こういう連
have
続してずっと同じことやる系はなんかを貯める系
149 staying up after a long day packing to watch my
な
childhood
のか
favorite game get destroyed. I am
結構長い
so sorry you have to do the
え、
entirety of
何
Overhill and Underhill, but at least those stone giants made your escape for you. Good luck on the rest of the run.
位置を貯めてたんです
So he's
か
going to go inside this door in just a moment, which is going to unload the entire
壊し
outside.
た 何を
And then
壊したの
clip back to that spot, which will allow him to fall
なんか急
down
に空中
into
から
the
えい
other
ってやった
copy
ら
of
クリ
this
スタル
level.
出てきたけどえ、ライフ増え
So
た
if he did not lose his clip position at Bard, then we should just see a blank void and then the end of the level. And there we
あ
go.
ライフ増えてるほんまや
This is another level
何
that used to be
何
way- that it's not fair to say that this level got
意
easier.
味がわからんなんなん
It
壁
used to
捕ま
be
って
a
たら
low
落ちんねんけ
level
ど
and a difficult level and an annoying level, and now it's all those things except for long.
We used to play elevator music during it for reference.
Yeah. So this level is made up of two pieces. The first piece is where you are sort of entering into
何
small
指輪
domain, and he plays this sort of stealth game with you where he is firing off these blasts of dragon fire while
さ
you're
っき
hiding
貯め
behind
た
them.
位置
And then
を
once you
が
get
まだ
past
残っ
that,
てて
then
そ
the
れ
real
でワー
honest
プしたん
crawler
です
begins,
ねなるほ
where you have to
ど
ride a door
Ah.
on water as the water level
まあ
excruciatingly
なるほど
slowly
多分
rises.
1ためは指輪の力かな
As it turns out, though, that second half of the level is unloaded out
これボ
to
ス
the
かな
left
ド
of
ラ
us
ゴ
right
ン
now. So Crix is going to clip out of bounds and
全然
attempt
戦う
to,
気配なくずーっと壁を
not
ロールしてるけ
easily,
ど
but attempt to long jump out to the end of level trigger. This is probably the hardest one.
Yeah, so just to explain how these walls and triggers work a little bit, there are basically 3 zones behind this door. So there's a first zone that is a fade out, and the fade
壁
out
これ
once
は
it
忍
fades
者
you
の方
out
か
puts you
な
back
忍者
behind
の
the
力か
door.
な壁の中入っ
Behind
て
the
ね
fade out trigger, there
ずり
is
ずり
then
と降り
an
ていっ
invisible wall that
て
is going
え
to block you.
オレン
Which
ジ
he
だ
just
な
hit right
外
there,
が
which
なんか投げ
caused
た
him to die. And then behind
これは
that invisible
壁の
wall
外
and
の
just
方
kind of
あれなん
hanging
か
a
落ちてっ
little
た
bit
けど
under it. I don't know how to
Yeah.
exactly
で
represent
ず
it,
ーっと
but
落ちてい
this
く
is
けど
basically the
何
invisible
々あ
wall.
戻
This
って
is
きたのか
basically where the end level trigger
あちょっ
is.
と
So you have
ミス
to
ったんか
fall and then like slash jump at
もう
that at a weird angle.
あここが
It's
一
very
番
difficult.
難しいんですね
Crix actually taught us all how to do this with his
映画
wonderful
第
MS
一章
paint
のラスト
skills.
の方だそうでありがとうございます
Perfect.
There was. What was that? Fifth try? That's
火
not
の
bad.
玉避ける場面から強制スクロールでステージのトリガーは最初の方にあるからそれにたどり着けようとする感じ。
No, that's the real one.
あ、読んでるうちに終わっていました。
Yeah, that whole
失礼
stage
しました
all told is probably how many minutes would you say doing it the intended way?
もうね、翻訳していただいてありがたいんですけどね、マジで何言ってる
Yeah,
か意
you
味わ
can
から
do
ん。
that level in probably under a minute if you do it first try, everything perfectly.
So that's the thing.
None of
Yeah.
this is intended. I feel like at this point in the race, you don't really have to say that sentence. But there's some puzzles you're supposed to do around here so that you can get up to the second floor, but just use the geometry dummy.
This is the one place in the game where just walking is
あ
actually
なん
the
かもう
fastest form
こ
of movement.
今のすごい普
And I
通に見える
don't
な
really
逆
know
に。
why.
Something
そういう
about
アクション
walking
ゲーム
against
なん
the
かなみ
slope
たいな。
just makes you go real fast.
It's a nice chance for him to relax his hamstrings.
If he's getting a hamstring workout from this run, I think he's doing it wrong. So,
こう
coming
が、
up,
あ、
there's
ドワーフの
this
国
second
なんですか
area
ね。
around the corner that's going to get loaded, and the
さ
previous
っき
area
ドラ
we
ゴンが
were
い
in
た
is
気
being
がするけど
unloaded
も、
right
ドラ
now.
ゴンさんは
But the actual end of the level
置い
is
とい
right
て、
by the Arkansas
ドワーフの
Stone,
国に。
which is sort of through a wall over there in that area he just looked at. Why did he just look at that, though? He just looked and left.
I wonder what he's about to do.
Shoutouts to Bilbo's cape.
So this is that room he looked at. Now it's unloaded, and so he has to just long jump to this stone right there in that room.
何々でまたワープしたけど。てか周りなんもないけど。
One more stage.
空中また歩いてるけど。あ、また1貯めたんですか、指輪が。はあ。
27 seconds.
Oh my god. They just get longer. Woo! Is this the longest load screen?
No. Wait, yes. Wait, no. Wait. I'll
Well,
get
he's
back with
figuring
you on
it out.
that.
So what's happening in this stage? There are 11 missions in this stage, and they are all mandatory. So
も
we're
と
going
も
to do
とあ
about
っ
half
た
of
もの
them.
が消えた感じとのこと
The
で。
first and probably most important mission that we're going to see is we're going to encounter our good friend Corwin that we saw in an earlier level, except for we skipped it. And he is going to get into a fight with a bunch of orcs who do not like him very much.
記憶が
And
正し
we
けれ
have
ば
to save him, so we are
こ
not
れ
going to save him.
割と最後の方やったと思うんやけど、でもそろそろ
So we come down here to load this
記
area
録時間
properly as
1位が27分とかなんで、
And now we just get
も
to
うクリア
watch
終わってるん
Corwin
ですよね。
slowly die.
なんで多分
yeah,
これ
so
最後な
we
のか
are
な。
now on the clock. If Corwin dies before we unload the area that Corwin is standing in, the level ends.
But if
Actually,
he makes it
level
out
restarts.
quickly, if he makes it out quickly, then Corwin actually becomes immortal.
これ
And we
は
forever have
何
to
を
see
してる
at
ん
the
や
bottom
ろ
of the screen to remind us of our
あ、
own
なんかまたワー
friends.
プした。
Yeah, pour one out for Corwin. His health bar is at the bottom of the screen
なんか戦ってるな。
in memory of Corwin.
戦ってるなんかぴょんぴょんしながらなんか好き勝手してるけど、
I believe this one's
無
11
敵に
seconds.
なるために頑張っているんですね。
Thank you.
These are all taken out in post run, by the way, on our
無
leaderboards.
敵。
So here he
まあ
needs to
確か
clear
に
a
ま
path
ともに戦
by
うよりも無敵になった
launching a
方がいいですも
barrel
んね。と
using
考え
his
ても。
catapult. And you're supposed to have to
な
do
んか
some
カット
pretty
シーンが。
some platforming to get up to it. But he's just going to slope boost up to the barrel and activate it. These guys
I
are the
hate
worst.
these guys.
These guys are the worst in the game.
I haven't saved.
Yeah, it's pretty random whether or not they even bother to attack you.
Is that 2 minutes now?
Well, we get to resurrect Corwin just to watch him die again.
I could show off the other Corwin route this time.
This is his hell.
It's not that much slower.
Are you going to try to do the inactive fight skip?
Yeah.
So the version that Crix did just now is actually the fastest version of that strat. Well, I guess it's arguable, which is faster. It's just two different options here. But he did what we refer to as active fight skip, which is where we make the fight actually start, and then we get out of there as quickly as possible before Corwin dies. I think Crix is going to go now for the inactive fight skip, which is where you load the area in a very specific way, such that Corwin is there and the orcs are there, but they seemingly don't notice each other.
That seems better for everybody involved.
It does, but as you can see, it takes a little more work to line it up.
Yeah.
This is a really good strat, by the way, if you're just learning the game, because
さっき水に浮かんでたのは水ってて、
the two of
も
them
うこれ最初
aren't
からなん
supposed
で
to
す
really
ね。
notice each other.
Oh hey, look, I still loaded the meter. Sometimes the meter loads, sometimes it doesn't, so...
This is good. We get to be reminded of our good friend that
こ
we
こで
abandoned.
ね、さっきと同じように一応貯めてワープしてね。
See, previously he was on death's door, but now he's, you know,
He's living large.
ready to father a
Yeah.
family.
まあ、少し前も水の上歩いてたぐらいなん
Has
で、
whole life ahead of him.
What is it that I said last time? 13 seconds?
11.
まあ泳げなかったら歩きゃいいんですけど、うまくできなかった
We're
のか
gonna
な。
save this time, after I do the barrel. Yaha.
おセーブ入れますね。
Now that I saved, it's 100% guaranteed that the goblins will not kill me.
They won't even notice you.
Yep.
Well, you cheated. You put on the ring. You stacked the deck in your favor. Of course, the game still tried to kill you with long jump glitch there.
What goes around comes around.
So this is when we meet our very good friend Beorn, the bear. He really wants to get on the other side of that bridge because if there's one thing he's good at, it's killing orcs.
So you're supposed to do a lot of platforming around this
なんか
whole
投げてるの？
river
お、
area,
橋が
but
か
you
か
can
りましたね。
actually just,
クマが出てきた。
you know, Kobe that whole thing right there.
Yeah, one well-placed rock is enough to mess up their entire day. So he's trying to stay somewhat out of bounds here so that we don't load the Beorn fight. It's not really a big deal if the fight between the orcs and Beorn starts.
最後らへんやからか知らないですけど、結構ローディングが入ります
And he
ね。
wants to stay up here because
石
this
投げで
whole
スイッチを
game
押し
has
たんで
really
す
just
ね。
been an effort to talk
あり
to
がと
our
うござい
good
ます。
friend the Barrel. Forget everything you know about The Hobbit. This entire game was centered around just
Time ends when we talk to the barrel, by the way.
talk to the barrel.
So 3, 2, 1, time.
え？
And now our favorite
Good-
Rube
good
Goldberg
game.
machine.
Now we get to watch the most ridiculous chain of events.
Just as it was written in the book.
え、なんかピタゴラスイッチしてる。
And boom. By the way, you need to kill all 4 of these goblins to save Bjorn. Just kidding, you only need to kill 1.
クマが戦ってる。
What was the time on that, by the way?
3406.
Not bad.
That's very good.
Yep.
That is in fact
Yeah.
9 minutes
なるほ
faster
ど
than my
な。
PB.
So this is The Hobbit. It's seen a lot of changes over time. The world record has changed hands. Honestly, Chris has
Yeah.
put in so much work into this game and deserves
面白いゲームで
a
し
lot
た。
of respect. He has put more time into this speed game
終わ
than
った
most
瞬
people
間
have
えっ
put
て言っ
into
ちゃった
any
けど。
speed game. And it really shows with how consistent he is and how the
あ、ぜひ
strat
ね、
has
こ
evolved
の
over
なん
time
かこれ多分
between
途中
him
なん
and
かな。
David, working
こ
on
の
this game
次
so
々は
much.
ぜ
So
ひ
yeah,
映
by
画
the way, our
ホ
good
ビッ
friend
トをご
Thor
覧ください。的な。
We only talked to him once.
He doesn't get better? Oh no.
クマは強かったということで。
Skip. Oh yeah, and like I said,
Skip.
all 11 of the quests in the level are required, so we did 5 of them.
Well, that's The Hobbit. Thank you, everyone.
というわけで、ザ・ホビット、グッドゲームでした。お疲れ様でした。ぜひね、また
That
別
is The
の
Hobbit, everyone.
次の GDQ とかでクラッシュパーセントやってみたりしてほしいな。 音の都合で大変かもしれへんけど。いやー、ちょっと面白かったですね、これは。
Boy, this Hobbit credit music is really bumping.
.はい、というわけ
Let's
で
hear it again for Criggs for that
ザ・
fantastic
ホビ
run
ッ
of
ト
The
でござい
Hobbit.
ました。お疲れ様でした。ここで、モデレーターの方一旦終わりまして、次のマウスさんに交代しようと思います。お疲れ様でございました。チャットの方で翻訳ですとか、ご存知の方、
All right, everybody. If
解
you are
説と
just
かして
joining
い
us,
ただい
be
て
sure to stick
大
around.
変
This
助かり
is
ました。あ
Summer
りがとう
Games
ござい
Done
ま
Quick
した。
2019, and coming up we have Tony Hawk
それでは、
Underground
自分はこれで失礼
2.
い
If
た
you
し
haven't seen this
ま
one,
す。
oh boy, are you in for a treat. And speaking of Tony Hawk Underground 2, we actually have a bit of a bid war for this one, and not